What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I am your host, Joey Garcia, and today we are breaking down Ryan Fowler's new mock draft for Mock Draft Monday. Last week I did a mock draft. This week we're going to break down Ryan Fowler from the Draft Network's mock draft. And then I don't know what we'll do next week. Maybe we'll do another mock draft of our own. But let me move my mic closer. Apologize for that. All right, so I am going to just talk about this mock draft a little bit, see what I would do differently, and break it down. Ryan Fowler is a really, really good NFL analyst. I think you'd call him an NFL analyst, but he's a very good analyst and scout for the Draft Network. He writes a bunch of good articles. If you guys don't, visit the Draft Network, you guys definitely should at thedraftnetwork.com. They got a ton of articles about these college prospects, and they do rankings every month as well for their top 100 rankings. So they also do fantasy football stuff. Again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do like the Draft Network. They're really good guys there, and they're very knowledgeable as well. So let's go ahead and break this down. Starting at number 1, Caleb Williams, of course. Washington takes Drake May. So far, so good. All right, going to number 5, Los Angeles Chargers. Take OT1. I like it. I like Joe Alt here as well. I can't complain so far. You could always give them another weapon since Keenan Allen's getting old. Quentin Johnston. Yeah, Quentin Johnston from TCU, their first-round pick last year, is not really looking that good. And Mike Williams might get cut as well. But gotta love getting OT1 here for Jim Harbaugh. Malik Neighbors at 6. I like that pick as well. Getting another wide receiver there. Olu Fashanu for Tennessee. I believe this is everything that I've had in my mock draft last week. This is where it starts to get crazy. All right. So Atlanta Falcons take J.J. McCarthy. All right. This is one where if they ended up taking, I think they're going to get a quarterback. I do, but are they going to get a veteran quarterback trade for one of those veterans? Think Mac Jones from the Patriots, or Justin Fields from Chicago, or even just picking up one like Ryan Tannehill or anyone like that who's going to be a free agent this year. Maybe Kirk Cousins if he doesn't re-sign, but I think he will re-sign. And then if they don't, you take J.J. McCarthy, who has a ton of upside, and he's raw. But you've got other quarterbacks that could fit that system that maybe aren't as raw. So I don't know if I really like this pick or not. But, as the Atlanta Falcons, you've got Zach Robinson as the new offensive coordinator there, who is a family friend. Shout out Zach Robinson. And if anyone can work with J.J. McCarthy and fit him into any kind of and mold him into a good player, it would be Zach Robinson, who's been with McVay for the longest time here. So this is a crazy pick, I think, but I do like this pick a lot. Rome Odunze for Chicago Bears, love it. Brock Bowers going 10 to the New York Jets. This is another one I have an issue with. I feel like Brock Bowers is a great weapon for Aaron Rodgers to have, but you have Aaron Rodgers who was getting, who got killed, not killed, I don't want to say that word, who ended up tearing his Achilles, getting sacked on the 4th play of the season, and then the rest of the quarterbacks were just getting mollywopped by the offensive line. The offensive line's not good. You have Talise Fuaga, who's still there at tackle, who you could go ahead and put in there. So I don't really like this pick. I know Brock Bowers has to go somewhere in here, and it's hard to get him in here. I think he's a top 10 talent. Just don't like the fit right there. Terrion Arnold, cornerback from Atlanta. He's a cornerback that can do basically anything for Minnesota. I like that pick. You could also end up getting them defensive linemen, but can't complain about that. Having Latu be the edge 1 to Denver, I think Denver's going quarterback here. Obviously, they've got some needs all over the defense. The defense isn't great, but I think they need a new quarterback with Russell Wilson. I don't mean to say I think they need one. I think they're going to get a new quarterback, is what they're saying. And Latu being edge 1, I like Latu a lot. I think he's got the best pass rush plan, and he's the most refined pass rusher. But I think after the Senior Bowl, everyone's going to be wanting a more explosive Dallas Turner or even a more secure run defender in Jared Verse. There we go. We finally get Talise Fuaga off the board. Good. Tyler Guyton keeps flying up boards. He's a huge athletic tackle who's just very, very raw. I have him he reminds me of Austin Jackson from USC, who was a 2020 first-round pick to the Miami Dolphins. That's kind of what I see here, where you have to mold him, and the first couple years might be a little rough, but he's so raw, he's so athletic that if you can mold him and if he wants to learn, he could be a very, very good tackle. So I like this pick. I like the player is what I mean to say. I don't really feel comfortable with him being, tackle 4? Yeah. All right, Quinyon Mitchell comes off the board. Awesome. I like that pick for them. Dallas Turner to Seattle. I know they're going to probably get a defensive end, and Dallas Turner falling to 16 is the freaking steal of this draft. Jacksonville doesn't go with a corner. Instead, they go with an interior offensive lineman. Interior defensive lineman. They need offensive line. They need corner. They need defensive line. So you go out and get a guy at 17 who honestly could be a top 10 pick. I like Byron Murphy. I like Jerzon Newton as well, but if you want a guy that's just going to be very disruptive at getting after the quarterback from the interior, Byron Murphy's that guy. J.C. Latham as OT5 over here to secure Cincinnati. I think I had that as well. Nate Wiggins instead of Cooper DeJean. I haven't seen Cooper DeJean yet, but cornerback here is good. I like that fit. Kool-Aid McKinstry, amazing scheme fit there for Pittsburgh to go alongside Joey Porter Jr., who they got last year. That is awesome. That's another great pick. Whoa, Miami Dolphins get another left-handed quarterback with Michael Penix Jr. So they're going to not re-sign Tua, and he's going to have to sit in the pocket just like Tua did, and get crushed by offensive linemen. Get crushed by defensive linemen. The offensive line needs a little bit of help here. I don't want to say Tua is not the answer. I think Michael Penix and Tua are very similar with their accuracy, but Tua has been in the system. Tua has the anticipation that Michael Penix doesn't have. Michael Penix has a beautiful deep ball. He's got a better arm. But they're both very similar quarterbacks, I want to say. So I don't like this pick here. I'm a big Michael Penix fan. I think he'll succeed no matter where he goes, but I don't think Tua's the problem. I think they could help out with getting another pass rusher, linebacker, even maybe getting another safety, getting an offensive lineman to help, maybe getting another wide receiver because I think Tyreek's only got 1 or 2 years left, and you got to figure out if Jalen Waddle is going to get re-signed. And after that, they have no other wide receivers. You're talking about Braxton Berrios and River Craycraft as their wide receiver 3 and 4. So I like Michael Penix. I think this is a very hot take, but I don't like this pick. That's probably my least favorite pick so far. Philly getting Braylon Trice. Braylon Trice getting up here. I don't think Jared Verse has been taken yet. Yeah, he has. So, Jared Verse. Has Dallas Turner been taken? Yeah, Dallas Turner. No, so Verse hasn't been taken. Okay, I'm sorry. Verse hasn't been taken. They got Braylon Trice going to Philly over Jared Verse. This is crazy. Braylon Trice is a great edge rusher and a run defender, really. He's an edge defender. But I like Jared Verse's ability to bend the edge a little bit more than Braylon Trice. But I think edge rusher is okay for them here. Maybe you get another offensive lineman or another safety. I feel like they need a corner safety, though. And with this being a great corner class and not having a safety taken yet, I feel like that's what could have been used here. But Braylon Trice is an okay pick here. I just would rather, if you're going to go edge, go with Jared Verse. Houston Texans get Jerzon Newton. So in my mock draft, I had this pick being Byron Murphy. With Jerzon Newton going to Houston is an incredible pick. D'Amico Ryans will love having a defensive lineman who's so versatile inside, explosive athlete, helps against the run game, and also is a good pass rusher. That's a huge pick for a guy like that. I love that pick. Jackson Powers Johnson, the center, goes to Dallas. Dallas really could use a great center like that. I really like that pick as well. Nothing to say there. Graham Barton. Everyone keeps saying Graham Barton to Green Bay. That's all I keep hearing is that's their guy. And I like it. He can play all 5 picks. I think like what they just said, one of the most versatile offensive linemen. I think he can play all 5 spots. I think he's a guy who I would start out at left tackle. If he can't, I'm going to have him fail inside. So he's going to start at left tackle. If he can't do it, he's going to go to left guard, and he can be my swing guard. He can start at left guard for me. I don't really care. I think he's someone that is in the best 6 on your offensive line, no matter where he plays. Going to Tampa Bay, they get safety Nubin. I like that pick. Troy Fantanu. God dang, I can't. For some reason, that one didn't want to come out. Troy Fantanu, the tackle from Washington. I like this guy a lot. He reminds me of Tyson Howard from Alabama State a couple years ago that went in the first round to the Houston Texans. That's kind of what I feel with him. Is he has the ability? I think he's got the size. He's got everything you would want. Where you think you can start him out as a tackle, but worst case, I think he ends up falling inside to a guard position. But I think you let him fail inside, just like we were talking about with Graham Barton. I think both of those, I think they end up both probably being guards in the league, but I really like their ability to kick out to tackle if they have to. Keon Coleman to Buffalo, that's what I keep saying. Detroit Lions getting Cooper DeJean, that is their kind of guy. He comes up, he's a mean tackler. He comes up, makes tackles. He's aggressive. He's got versatility where I think he could play safety if you need him to. I think he can play in the slot a little bit. He's got good enough hips, but he's primarily going to be a corner defender. But he's someone you can use. He's someone you can use as a chess piece and move him around. Just like I'm gonna say a name. Don't freak out when I say this name. Just like Jalen Ramsey was used with the Rams, where he's a chess piece and he can move around. I'm not saying Cooper DeJean's Jalen Ramsey. That's not what I'm saying. Don't clip that and think that I'm comparing Cooper DeJean to Jalen Ramsey. I don't think he's got that level of athleticism, that level of length, or IQ for that matter, for football IQ. But he's someone who can be used in a similar manner as Jalen Ramsey. Baltimore gets Brian Robinson. I think they need another wide receiver, so that's a good pick there. I don't really have anything to say. Amarius Mims, a nice athletic, big body tackle. To go in there at right tackle. I said they needed a right tackle. I think I might have mocked them on Amarius Mims as well, so I like that. Xavier Leggett, I don't know. I don't know what other wide receivers were there, but I'd rather have a Ladd McConkey, someone who's a refined route runner who will get open for Patrick Mahomes than get, a guy who sky's the limit for Leggett. I don't really know if I 100% agree with the player. I like the position, and I think Leggett is really, really good, but I would rather have Ladd McConkey there, I believe. So that's all I've got for you guys today. If you liked, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you got anything to say, put it down in the comments. Let's talk about some prospects. So appreciate you guys checking in. Have a good day. Peace.